Hey everyone, and welcome. We're about to dive into a really big topic, one that's absolutely crucial for India, and of course, for getting you exam ready. Let's jump right in.
So, let's kick things off with a huge question, one that really gets to the heart of India's development. How in the world do you power a nation that's growing as quickly as ours?
And that question brings us right to the heart of the matter, what we can call India's energy dilemma. If you can wrap your head around this, you've pretty much mastered the whole topic.
So here's the deal, right? On one side, you have our economy, which is booming, and that means it's hungry for more and more energy. But on the other side, the way we've been getting that energy, from fossil fuels like coal and oil, is causing some serious headaches. We're talking price hikes, unpredictable supplies, and of course, massive environmental damage.
Okay, so what does all this mean? It means we're at a crossroads. We just can't keep doing things the old way. We have to find a new path forward. And that path is all about non-conventional, or what you might call renewable energy.
All right, so let's start looking at some of these alternatives. First up, we're going to go real small, right down to the level of the atom, to talk about nuclear power.
The science behind this is just wow. By literally changing the structure of an atom, you can release a tremendous amount of energy in the form of heat. And that heat is what we harness to generate electricity. It's incredibly powerful.
Okay, for your exams, this is a big one. You've got to know this. The two main ingredients for nuclear power are uranium and thorium. Make sure you remember where to find them. Uranium is in Jharkhand and the Aravalli ranges of Rajasthan. And thorium? There's a ton of it in the monazite sands of Kerala.
Okay, so we've looked deep inside the atom. Now, let's zoom out and look at the power that's literally all around us, in the elements of nature itself. And we've got to start with the most obvious one, right? The sun. I bet you've seen these everywhere, right? Solar panels. They work using something called photovoltaic technology, which is just a fancy way of saying they have special materials that can convert sunlight straight into electricity. And for a tropical country like India, which gets blasted with sun all year round, the potential here is just enormous.
And this is why solar is such a game changer for India. It's not just about electricity, it's about solving other big problems. Especially in rural areas, it means families don't have to rely on burning firewood or dung cakes, which is great for their health and for the environment. It's a win-win.
All right, from the sun, let's move on to another natural powerhouse, the wind. The idea is pretty straightforward, but man, is it effective. You use the power of the wind to spin these huge turbines, and that motion generates electricity.
And we're not talking about a few windmills here and there. The scale of this in India is just massive. Here's a key fact for you. The largest cluster of wind farms in the entire country is down in Tamil Nadu. It's a huge stretch that goes all the way from Nagercoil to Madurai. Now, Tamil Nadu might be the biggest, but it's definitely not the only player in the game. You've got to remember these other important states, too. We're talking Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, and of course, windy places like Jaisalmer in Rajasthan are perfect for this.
Okay, so we've covered the sky with sun and wind. Now let's head to the ocean. The tides, that constant, predictable movement of the sea, hold an incredible amount of power. The idea is to build these things called floodgate dams that use that constant push and pull of the water to generate electricity.
Now, you can't just build these things anywhere, right? You need the perfect spot. And in India, the ideal locations are places like the Gulf of Khambat and the Gulf of Kutch over in Gujarat, and also the Gangetic Delta in the Sundarbans. So, let's recap. We've got the atom, the sun, the wind, the ocean. What's left? Well, how about the ground right under our feet? Let's talk about geothermal energy. This is actually super cool how this works. Basically, deep inside the Earth, it's crazy hot. When groundwater trickles down, it hits these superheated rocks. Well, that water turns instantly into steam, and that steam shoots back up to the surface with a ton of force. We can capture that steam to spin turbines and make clean electricity. It's literally like the Earth has its own natural power plant built right in.
Now, this is still pretty new for India, but for your exams, you'll want to remember the two key places where we're testing this out. There's a project in the Parvati Valley in Himachal Pradesh, and another one way up in the Puga Valley in Ladakh.
Okay, for our next source, we're going to look at something that is completely transforming life in rural India, and that's biogas.
I mean, this is just genius. It's literally turning trash into treasure. You take all sorts of organic waste, stuff like farm waste, animal manure, and let it decompose. As it breaks down, it creates a gas that you can use as fuel. In villages, you'll often hear these called gobar gas plants. And here's the best part. What makes biogas so brilliant? It's a 2-for-1 deal. Not only do you get clean fuel for cooking and lighting, but the stuff that's left over is an amazing, high-quality fertilizer for farming. It's this perfect little circle of sustainability.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground. Nuclear, solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, biogas. So after all of that, what's the #1 most powerful, most effective energy source of them all? I bet the answer's going to surprise you.
It's this idea right here. Energy saved is energy produced. Seriously, this might be the most important thing you learn in this whole chapter, because the cleanest, cheapest, and most efficient energy is the energy that we never have to use in the first place.
And the great thing is, this isn't something we have to wait for the government or big companies to do. We can all be a part of this, right now. Simple things, Taking the bus, switching off the lights when you leave a room, using devices that save power. It all adds up to a massive difference.
So, as you're getting ready for your exams and memorizing all these facts, I want you to take a second and think about this. Beyond the test, beyond the grades, what part are you going to play in the story? And there you have it. We really hope this explainer helped you get a much clearer picture of this super important topic for your Class 10 exams. Getting these concepts down is the absolute first step to acing it.
Hey, if this helped you out, do us a favor and hit that like button, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below. For more in-depth notes and guidance, make sure you subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel. And if you're looking for admission or some one-on-one help, all our contact info is waiting for you in the description. Thanks for watching.